We're hot, Chad. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Happy Halloween. Guys, spooky caches. Even not even spooky. Scary caches. Doesn't have to be anything. I have a few on my list, not even about Halloween. Halloween, not even in the thing. 808-468-7924. You calls. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Chad. I look low. Am I low?
Are you?
Sure. Am I low? No, you're pretty much head.
Not really.
Even heady.
Did well maybe Shorty had to lower the seat so
Oh,
she'd be
no.
in view.
Jess, did you mess with my chair? Did you mess with my chair? I look lower.
Not by much.
I gotta be like a host. I gotta be just a little taller than everybody else, kind of like Letterman used to be. Like, their seats were actually higher than everyone else's.
Sitting up on a dais.
Right? Oh, I seem freaking. Let me see if I. What did I put there? Oh, what I do there? There we go. See, now I'm a little higher. See?
Yep.
I think Jesse messed with my stuff.
I promise I didn't.
She needed to be unseen, so she had to lower it.
Jesse looking a little ghost.
You know what I did mess with though?
What?
You can figure it out.
The camera angle.
Nope. I didn't touch anything.
My soundboard?
No, I did not touch anything.
Oh, the volume.
No.
Well, I know
There's
you
one
mess with that a
thing.
little.
There is one thing that
On
is
my
different.
desk? Is it on my desk? Well, you can't be like, you got to give me a hint.
You have to be observant.
We all both know I am not observant.
Other people have figured it out.
Of what you've effed with on my desk? It's me, you, and the kids. Who else is around us? Like, right, jerk. Okay. I'm going to go when you're at work. I'm going to go and fuck with something on your desk. See,
I didn't touch anything on your desk. I swear your desk is totally the same. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
Take your pens and dip them in the toilet.
Don't you dare touch my pens. You know I am super protective of my pens. I'm really mad at a coworker who borrowed one of my pens and didn't return it. I'm super mad.
You didn't return your pen?
No, it was one of my good pens. After I gave it to him, he's like, "Hey, could I borrow a pen?" I'm like, "Okay." And I grabbed one out of my pen container, and I gave it to him. And then I'm like, "Oh, I have the other, like the pens I don't like in the drawer."
Yeah, you have the crap.
I should have given him one of those. Yeah, I never got it back.
Jesse, guys, for anyone who doesn't know, Jesse, I'm sharing too much.
I freely admit.
Jesse is a school supply junkie.
Oh, yeah.
Don't Chad, it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad.
I have
guys, she has
drawers and drawers
of crap.
Like,
wow. It's not crap.
It's total crap.
No, it's pens and highlighters and notebooks and paper.
Jesse's favorite time of year is when schools are back in town. School supplies are in like Target. It's like Christmas. It's literally like Christmas. We can't go to Target without her walking through the school supply aisle every time. I go to the toy. She goes to the school supply aisle.
See, I believe you going to the toy section.
Yeah,
I believe that.
She goes to the school supply section. Yeah.
Yeah.
He buys pens. Oh my god, it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very spunky tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
No, hide it under the headset.
He loves her pens, man. Loves her
pens.
Don't get me. I'm a pen Nazi too. I love a good pen. Like how many times have I stolen pens from dinner?
Oh yeah.
I go to sign the check and I'm like, I really like this pen.
That's a nice pen.
My pocket. Yeah.
I take mine from my dentist. Okay, they make
all the time.
This pen here that I get from my dentist. It's like I don't know where they get their pen supply, but it's like the best regular ballpoint pen that I've ever had. It never, you know how you're always like scratch because it's dried up or something. These never do that.
Really?
Right. And it's free.
I just realized.
So every time I go to the dentist's office, which is usually twice a year, it's like so they put one in the baggie, but I also I take the one where I sign the paperwork at the beginning, and I might take a second one if they're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
So,
ironically enough, though, Jessie and all her love for pens, she doesn't respect pens. Now, let me tell you why.
She chew on them.
She has lost more pens on the trail, walking on a trail.
Oh, shit.
If the pen is in her pocket, it's gone. It is gone.
It's because women's pockets are not big enough.
Them little dainty women pockets, you know.
That's right.
And so, like 3 steps, pens out of her pocket.
I have to admit, I have lost a number of them on the trail.
Because your dainty little pockets.
No, it's like when I like squat down or something, it winds up where I hook it in the pocket, because I put it in like the back of the jean pocket or the shorts pocket and hook it over the side. Wow. And when I squat down, sometimes the end of it pushes into my leg and then just ejects it out.
Like it fires like a rocket, like a rocket.
Yeah, like a rocket. So don't stand behind me. Something might go off.
I got a pen in the eye. All right, guys. With that note, let's start this show.
We're a little late.
It's over. Means we gotta go 2 minutes over after. All right, guys.
Nah.
Everybody ready? Everybody set. Here we go.
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott First. We have our co-host Shorty that's in the next room.
Hello.
And please welcome to my virtual left, my other co-host, Chad. 427.
Howdy, y'all. It's getting spooky out there.
That's right, Chad. Tonight's episode 740, recorded live on October 26th, 2022, is Let's Talk Halloween and or Scary Geocaches. Phone lines are now open. Let's give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, guess what? You can call us free via the web, callinstudio.com/show/GCPC. But first, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
I sound like I'm in an echo chamber, they say. I sound like
when you started out, you did, definitely.
She's messing with my stuff, man.
I didn't touch it.
You know what? I didn't sound like this 2 weeks ago. Do I sound better now?
You sound better now, but when you started out, maybe it's when you had the music playing, it kind of adjusts the levels.
I know. Scorpio, you got me paranoid now. Am I better now? Do I sound better now?
You sound normal now, but it was the first few seconds of the music playing.
All right. All right, Jed. Patreon. First of all, listen to last week's show. Something good. You guys did really good. The No Bueno show.
Thank you. No Bueno
was pretty bueno. Yeah, it wasn't no bueno. So well done, guys.
Hey, thanks. We had some great callers.
Chris Mackey calling in, man.
Oh yeah, that was a nice surprise.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Patreon, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, cost a lot of money. We talk about this every week. It's end of the year, which means the bills are coming in. Actually, Chad, before I get to Patreon, 4-year anniversary last week.
Yes, it was.
Of the reboot of the show. 4 years we've been doing this. How about that?
Amazing.
How about that? 4 years.
Time flies.
4 years we've been doing this version. I should say this version of this podcast.
All right. The call-in show.
Going back to the call-in show. Yes, going back to it. So thanks, guys, for making it happen, guys. I always say we can't do this show without you guys. So we appreciate it very much. That being said, we still do have to pay the bills, and it costs a lot of money to make this show the way it is. So we appreciate your guys' help. There's 2 ways you can help us out. You go to paypal.me. That's PAYPAL/ME. No, I'm lying. PAYPAL.me/the Geocaching Podcast. You make a one-time donation. We don't care what it is. It goes straight to the bills. Doesn't even matter. or guys, you become a patron of this show. Patrons get extra video, extra audio, only available to Patreon members. You get Pat Tag stickers and coins and what else? And pins and
end of the year giveaway
show
coming soon.
It's creeping up. And patron only shows, a lot of good stuff like that. It's worth it, guys. Every week you get a new video. What was the video last week? What was the video on Saturday?
It was Geotour.
Did you watch it, Chad?
Mm-hmm.
I watched part of it. I got interrupted. I forgot to go back.
It was it was the Fargo Geotour, guys. Remember how we talked about that? How Jesse and I went out and did the Geotour. We were at Gilby. We spent the day out there, and I filmed the whole thing because it's going away. And so I'll give you guys a chance to see it, so you can see every cache that's on that Geotour. You can see them.
Right.
And spoiler alert, they're pretty good. Yeah, so you want to become a patron, really help us out. You go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachely. Cachely is an advanced geocaching app for iOS that features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachely has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachely.com. That's CACHLY.com.
Tonight, we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Bee Gun soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group. With adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL, if you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, you've come to the right place. Please give us the opportunity to show you how we can enhance your caching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And by pattags.com for all your swag and pat tag needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized pat tags. With over 47,000 tags to collect, pattags.com is everything you need to start your pat tag obsession. Visit them at pattags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com.
And by Geocaching Adventures LLC. Geocaching Adventures is a full-service travel agency specializing in creating the ultimate worldwide geocaching adventures for cachers and non-cachers alike. What could be better than having your geocaching bucket list vacation all planned and led by a traveling expert? Learn more by visiting us at geocachingadventuresllc.com. That's geocachingadventuresllc.com.
And finally, by GeoGo. Go caching with GeoGo, the geocaching app for Android that includes a Where I Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you're an advanced geocacher, GeoGo helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk TB logging, and much more. Learn more by visiting us at geogo.com. That's GEOOH-GO.com.
And as always, Chad, you can find links to our website. To all our sponsors on our website or
in our show notes.
See, I'm all flustered because I wasn't here last week. Because I wasn't here last week. I'm all like, I'm all out of sync. It's been 2 weeks for me. You guys,
you're out of podcasting shape.
I'm out of podcasting shape. Yeah, my mouth isn't working the way I wanted to. We got an email, guys.
I got mail
from Benji 59, who just won. Who won a couple weeks ago. He won the says great discussion around travel bugs last week. I was surprised you didn't bring up the site logamall.org, Jesse, Chad. Fail. No bueno.
Oh.
Well, go ahead. Finish the email, and then I'll tell you.
For those not familiar, this is an easy way to log a bunch of TBs at once if you get the codes in a document or spreadsheet.
It's in our show notes.
Okay, well, in our defense, we did mention that we had a whole bunch of stuff in our show notes that we did not get to. And one of those things was, let's see, bulk. Oh, gosh, it's way down at the bottom.
Yeah, we had a list of a number of different bulk TB
logging and logthemall.org. It's so funny. I always see that as logthemall.
So you're throwing it back at Benji, saying he didn't even look at the show notes. Shame on you.
That's right.
Well,
that's what you're doing. You're throwing it back.
Look at the show notes. No. We seriously ran out of time. If we had more time, we would most definitely have covered that.
For sure. We had bulk logging. We had how to adopt or transfer a trackable. We had difference between your inventory and your collection, trackable etiquette. We had all kinds of
show.
I know. That's what
right,
that's
exactly.
what we were saying.
Just like last time, we
have trackables 4 coming up.
Exactly. I mean, there's so much. There is so much about trackables that we literally could just talk about trackables every week.
You didn't even fight anybody on the path tags as a trackable. It wasn't even an argument.
No, because I think you're the only one who would argue that it is.
I'll anybody about it.
We all agreed it is not trackable.
We all agree you're wrong.
Y'all are wrong.
It has an identification number. That is all.
Exactly.
Okay. So there you go, Benj. They're fighting back. Sorry, man.
No, not fighting back. Just let him know. Hey, we had it in our notes, but thank you for bringing it up.
Definitely.
And
it is a great site.
Official record, guys. For all of you that go to our show notes, the wealth of information that's in there. Guys, we get to a third of what's in our show notes.
Mm-hmm.
We always pad it for a lot more than so you want information. If you hear one of our shows and you're like, wow, I really like that show. That was really informative. I promise you there is a bunch more stuff in the show notes we didn't even get to. So it is whenever you really like a show, go to the show notes because there's more. Plenty more gems there that you don't know about. Okay, tonight's show. I think is that it? That's it. Yeah, that's it. Tonight's show, guys. Halloween. It's so close to Halloween. I like Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. And Halloween caches or just scary caches. Not even so, guys. Let's talk about scary caches. Let's talk. Give us a call 808-468-7924. 808-GOT-SWAG. Tell us about a scary cache you did. It doesn't have to be Halloween related. This could be scary. I have things on my list, not even Halloween related. It's just scared the heck out of me. But Jesse put up a good point here. What makes a cache scary? Jess, what makes a cache scary? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I just started jotting down my notes, and I think there's a lot of things you could talk about. Where it is, maybe the hider's taking you to a location that could be a little spooky.
Yes.
Maybe it's the container itself. Maybe it's the hide style. I don't know. I couldn't think of an example of a scary hide style. Other than no, that's not true. Well, no, that would be where it is. You remember that time that you sent me down in the pit? I climbed down the ladder into that old tank in the ground.
Yes.
And you stayed up top.
Yes.
That was super scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in a storm drain, wasn't it? You went down the ladder.
It was like an old, I don't even know what it was. It was super scary. Or
is there a chair down there too?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. It was super scary.
I think there's
you stayed up top.
I think there is a what's the word? What's the old program? Video program.
I have no idea
from
what you're talking
about. From Twitter.
Oh, right. The Periscope. Yes.
Periscope. I think there's a Periscope that's doing that.
There was, and that was why you didn't go down. Actually, you didn't go down because it was a tiny opening this big, and I was a little skinnier back then.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I don't think I could fit.
It was pretty scary.
So are you saying you can't go now, or are you saying that he couldn't go then?
Yes, both.
It'd be a DNF this day.
Right. It would be a no.
flat out
or is it the overall experience of the whole thing? And I think it could be any and all, and we can talk about examples of each. And and then my other question is, are night caches scary? Like, do you think they are meant to be scary?
Can be. Depends.
No,
so
I don't think they're meant to be scary. No.
So yeah, I've got something on that when we get into there, but yeah.
Okay.
So guys, give us a call. Let's talk about this. 808-468-7924, 808-GOT-SWAG. I'll be first up. My first run, Jess, Scary Roads Night Cache. Remember this one? This is a multi-cache, guys. It's been archived. Jess and I found it in 2013. God, I was coming up. That was like almost 10 years ago, Jess.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I do remember that.
This has long been archived. What is it? What it was, guys, is that we used to live we used to live in Elgin, Illinois, and that was right on the cusp. That was right on the border of middle of nowhere, right on the border of cornfields and stuff like that, and old roads that
out in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere roads
in the cornfields, yeah.
And so somebody put a night cache along those roads. And it was all scary stuff. I couldn't recall it at all, Jess. Do you remember any of the stages? It was a multi.
The stages, if I remember, the stages were all different. A lot of them were like signs on telephone poles, or I don't remember the other ones, but I do remember the final.
I mean, a couple of them were creepy, but
I do remember that. And I think they like took you into or by a cemetery at one point.
Yeah.
Or maybe the final was in the cemetery. That could be. I'm looking at other people's pictures.
And guys, for the record, in our show notes, there are links to every single cache we talk about tonight. And I can't imagine I'm going to get to all the ones that are on my list, but there's
probably not
all these caches. Yeah. So Scary Roads Night Cache. I remember that one well.
Here's our picture.
I shouldn't say, oh my God, there's a picture of us.
Yeah. Here.
That's on. Let's see skinny Jesse and Scott.
How do I share my screen?
This
is different.
Oh no!
Here we go. No, they changed the. Here.
Did they? They did change it. You're right. Oh yeah, there we are. Look at us.
This was us in 2013 with the final. It's archived now, so no spoilers. But
look how young we are. Wow.
We were very young.
Yeah. Look how young we are.
Okay. And here's the cache page. That in itself is kind of scary.
Yeah, anybody you can't it's I can't even explain it to you guys. It's just a creepy cache page. I really can't even explain to you what it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. It's got a favorite cache of the show from Geocaching Podcast, Chicago Geocache Podcast. How about that? Nice.
Yep.
Look at that. Boom. All right, so that's mine. So the Scary Roads Night Cache, guys, that's GC278JY. For anybody who's curious, it's been archived, but still out there. So that was mine. That's one on my list. Jesse, what do you got? Do you have any on yours? Or are you just gonna pull from mine?
Well, no, I mean that was one when we talked about the show. I kept naming caches that I was thinking about, and you were like, "Yep, I got that on the list. Yep, I have that one on the list. Yep, I have that one on the list." And Scary Roads was definitely one of the first that came to mind.
Me too. Yeah.
And then the other one that came to mind was one called Into the Mouth of Madness, which is a letterbox cache that actually just this week got archived.
Yes.
And Scott, you found that before I did, right?
Nope, I found it with you.
Oh, that was the first time you had done it was with me.
That was with me. Do you know who did it? Do you remember who did it with? Guys, for Into the Mouth of Madness is GC4DGM5. GC4DGM5. It's a letterbox archived. It was we found it in 2013.
It is right, and it is a true letterbox where you have to go to a location and do some projections that get you to a location, and then from there you're kind of on your own, and it takes you into the huge, probably 10 foot tall storm drains.
Oh yeah,
that go under the roads, underneath a mall and like a major intersection. And you have to walk pretty far in there, and there's other side tunnels that go off of each other, and you have to kind of make your way through. And it was pretty scary because there's, scary graffiti on the walls and it's dark and you don't know what's up ahead. And
it's a storm drain.
it's a massive storm drain.
It wasn't like an under. Yeah, it's a storm drain that let out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, guys? Like it let out into a pond, Chad. Like it let out.
Mhm.
It wasn't like yeah. So it was Into the Mouth of Madness. Yeah, that was a really good one. Jesse, do you know who we found that with? Do you remember?
Well, I do remember going back with Daryl and Renee.
Daryl and Renee.
That was the second time. No, that was the second time.
We found it without them.
Yeah, we went first. We went in.
My only memory of that is with
October of 20. Oh yeah, we went after the Saturday FLC, which is this weekend, ironically. We went with JJ77 and K-Ren.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're wrong.
That is what my log says.
We got Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
Nope, I am reading my log for Into the Mouth of Madness.
And what does it say?
After the Saturday FLC event, Scott Barks and I headed out for a long, but of course wonderful day of caching, mostly in and around Bussy, before the bonfire event and some night caching later on. We met up with JJ77 and K-Ren at the event and teamed up with them for this one. They had some insight from their previous, well, let's just call them practice runs, that helped make the find here a little easier. Caching takes you to the most amazing places that you would likely never know about otherwise. This place is no exception. I had heard the stories from previous finders and non-finders for that matter, and honestly expected the trek to be much worse than it was. As always, thank you for the fun. TFTC. And there were bats hanging from the ceiling. It was kind of creepy. Yeah, and then Daryl and Renee were in town a couple years later, and we went with them because that was on their list.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, Casey Levin says, I'm sure someone else will be placing another cache in that tunnel soon.
It's a fantastic
Trust
place.
me, I thought about it. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that. Yeah, like going right out there and putting, because it needs a cache in there. It's such a
it's such a great place. It's
Chad, sir, you're up.
Yes.
What do you got?
I'm gonna go with the NTNC, which stands for Nighttime Ninja Cache, number 22, Ninja Bait -- and Switch, which was I was first to find on. It was in the middle of a gator / snake / feral boars infested park. And it published at like 9 in the evening, so it was completely dark out there. And going after that was it was about a 3-hour adventure. And managed to get FTF on it, and it was definitely freaky. And night caches in the woods or places like that, where everything that you hear is you're thinking, what the hell is that? Can be very, very spooky.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I know. And so, were you alone, or did you do it with somebody else?
I wound up joining up with 2 other people out there, but we weren't there the whole time together. But it was like, oh, we found people, so it made it a little bit more comfortable. but that way, if you got bit by a snake or something, at least you knew someone else was there,
right?
And could go for help, right? But it wasn't that much more of a comfort. No.
Okay, I'm apologizing to our listeners right now.
Why is that? Oh, yes.
Could you imagine shining your light on this? I'm trying to zoom in a little bit bigger.
It kind of looks like the creature from the movie Labyrinth.
No, see, I think it looks like the Ghostbusters dog.
Oh,
that's what I see.
So we're looking at pictures of a profile of a tree or tree roots or a fallen tree or something, and it looks like a creature reaching out, holding on to an upright tree.
Yeah, it's a creepy. Yeah, that's
creepy. That would be so scary at night in the dark, and all you have is your skinny flashlight, and you shine it on that. Oh, I would freak.
I agree. Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't Labyrinth. There was another movie that was kind of like Labyrinth, but not during that period.
I'm telling you, man, Ghostbusters dog.
All right, I'm going to Google the Ghostbusters dog.
Oh, yeah. The movie Labyrinth.
Is that Pez Gremlin I'm seeing on the phone? Hello.
Yes.
What's up?
Hello.
What up, Pez?
Not much. Got a creepy
Do you
cache
already have
for
a new?
you.
Do you already have a new cache placed it into the Mouth of Madness?
No.
Oh, darn.
Somebody's gonna beat me to it.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Right?
That was a great one.
Hey guys, Pez Grandma, for anybody who doesn't know, Pez Grandma is a local in Chicago, so we know Pez. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. The one I'm calling about is Illinois Spirit Quest Rose Hill.
Rose
That's
Hill.
GC1YNB8. It is probably also one of the longest logs I've ever written on a cache.
Where is that? Where's it located?
Let's see. It's a JJ77 hide.
Cemetery.
Did we find that?
No. You did it in 2011 before me.
Wait, 2011, I wrote logs. What was my log on that? Let's see.
Let's see it.
Let's see it. Sorry, Pez, we're gonna hear yours. I'm just curious, like what I wrote.
No, yours is lame. Out city caching with MRX Hill today. The nice man who works there totally helped us find what we were looking for.
I remember that.
To the final, where despite all the snow, the cache was found.
Yes, that was the one, Rose Hill. That was the one that you had to go into the actual mausoleum.
Mausoleum, yeah.
Right, it was creepy.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, you had to go in the mausoleum to get quartz. Yeah. Sorry, I totally took Pez's. Yes, I do remember that one. That's a pretty, for the record though, that's a pretty famous cemetery. There's a lot of famous people buried in that cemetery.
There are.
Yes.
And a lot of those ones you had to find in that mausoleum.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was with Triumpher that day, and we got inside, and there was an interment going on, ceremony going on right there. And we said, so we kind of backed out, but found out there's a basement. So we kind of went to the basement, scooted along, and somewhere along there, Triumpher and I got separated, which is never good. There's no lights or anything on, so we're going by flashlight in the basement of this mausoleum.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yep.
That is creepy.
And as we continued on, things kept getting darker and more silent because we kept getting away from the lighted and warmer section. It was in the afternoon, getting a little darker. It was January when we were there, and so we just kept going and going. Eventually found each other, but very quiet. All we heard was our footsteps, our breathing. It was something else.
That's creepy.
Yep.
Yeah.
wow.
Especially knowing where you are. No, like knowing
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There
you could be walled in
people
and nobody will
us to the
ever
right of
know
it.
you're there.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Pez?
There's dead people all around us.
Yeah, literally.
So it's yep.
You saw dead people. Yeah.
Yep.
That is a good one. I totally forgot about that one. God, wow. Yeah, obviously it was a long time ago, but yeah, totally forgot. Good one. Good one. Well done, sir.
Yep.
I like that. Yeah, Jesse, I got to take you to that one. That's a good one.
Okay.
Wait, is that still around?
Yeah, I just looked. I have one just to the north of it that I found, like just to the north of the cemetery on Devon, but I have not found any caches in the cemetery, and there's like 4 altogether, including Wheels is 6,000.
I bet you I got that too. I bet you. Did I get that one?
I don't know. I'll wait here. Let me see.
Wheels, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Wheels. You did. You found that in 2012.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I gotta take it. But I mean, you probably skipped it, Jess, because A, I got it, and B, it's like, is it a multi Pez? What is it? I can't remember what it is.
It's a letterbox, I believe.
Okay, it's a letterbox, and it takes a while, Jess. It's not like it takes like. It takes a bit. Yeah, it takes.
Okay.
But it's cool. It's totally worth it. I totally forgot about that cache. Wow. Thanks, Pez. Totally forgot about it. Yeah, Jess, add that to your list of like things to do, because that's a good one that I totally out of my head. Yeah. All right, buddy. You be well. Thanks a lot. Good one.
All right. Yep. Have a good night.
Talk to you. Okay, I'm gonna bring up here, Jess. Tunneling.
Okay.
Miss Tunneling. Tunneling's
that was before my time.
Pre Jesse. Tunneling was a huge cache in Chicago. It was put out by a high school kid. Made total geocaching history around here. Didn't even know he did it. I'm sure Pez Gremlin knows about it as well. Tunneling, which is GC2D, that just tells you how old it is. 2D6FZ. I found it in 2010. It takes you basically Northbrook, Illinois, where I grew up. It's where all the Ferris Bueller films, all the John Hughes films are made. Northbrook. Some kid put a cache 2/3 of a mile into the storm drains of Northbrook. Okay. So, but you had to it wasn't like Into the Mouth of Madness where you had to actually, you walk into it. You had to climb down into it and then walk, and you couldn't even walk. You couldn't even walk upright for a lot of it. Some of it you could, some of it you couldn't.
Right.
But I was with a group of, I think, 7 or 8 people. We FTF'd it.
I'm looking for your group picture. I'm sure it's here.
I gotta go to the first pic. I don't know if anybody even put any on there. And it was just creepy. I mean, this is back in 2010 too, a long time. I hadn't found that many caches, a couple thousand maybe, and nothing like this ever, even close to this. I mean, dude, 2/3 of a mile in the storm drains, dude. That's deep.
Oh yeah.
And the best part, this is the most amazing part, guys, is that when you got into the storm drains, your GPS didn't work anymore, Chad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how do you find the cache? How do you know where you are? So what we did is somebody actually, I think I've told this story on the show before, and I apologize if I have. Somebody actually took I'm dating myself here, a Beavis and Butthead sound machine. Okay. And what they did is they turned it on, so it kept, and all it did was they turned it on, and then they turned a lever so it stayed on, and all it was Beavis and Butthead laughing. Okay, so what they did is they, right where ground zero was, they tied it to a string, and you had a grate on the cement, and they just lowered it to the grate about 4 feet. So all we did in the storm drain was listen for the laughter. Followed the laughter. That's what we did. It was the creepiest, weirdest, and the water was getting higher. One point it was up to my ankles. The water was up to my ankles. Walking through water, it was the craziest cache. Oh, Jim Stark said, "I think
here you go.
Geocachers." There you go. Yeah. The craziest cache. There we go. Yeah, there's the group.
There you go. Here's your group. Here's your FTF group.
There's somebody took that picture, so there's one more. Adam Dowd was there.
MGB Music.
MGB was there too. Yeah. Just a great cache. But totally illegal. In this day and age, it would never fly in this age. I mean, it got archived pretty quick. I think it lasted a couple of years maybe before somebody finally got kids tried to do it, and some kid told his parents about it, and that was it. And it got quickly archived. But it was really cool. It was pretty cool. So that's one of my all-time favorites. Now it was a 5.5, my first 5.5 FTF, a pretty amazing cache. Yeah.
Your log says Birdman placed lights every 200 feet to mark your way back, so you could figure out how to get out.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was a crazy. It was an adventure. I'll give you that. It was an adventure. Is what it was. I didn't want to do that again. Because God forbid, anything could happen. Like a rush of water or something like that, and you're in big trouble.
Yeah. Early on in my caching career in 2011, I also did a sewer tunnel run, and it was specifically you're supposed to do it at night, so it makes it even creepier because you're going down into the tunnel at night, and it was called Dynamic Duel Riders on the Storm. And while it was only supposed to be about a quarter mile in there, I think I went almost 2/3 of a mile. It was like I realized I was too far. I was way too far in when I heard the people driving across the road in the tunnel, and I was like, no, I have gone way too far. And I worked my way back out, and I was basically looking in each of the, how they got the concrete forms around concrete, and they kind of slot together. I was looking in the cracks of each of those, and someone had stuck a It was like the old film canisters, except for the white ones, not the black ones, and stuck one up there. And I realized when I got to it, I didn't have a pen.
Oh no!
And I was not going to stick myself with prick my finger in that filthy ass tunnel with all the roaches and other things that I saw in there.
Oh,
so
man.
I took my key and scratched it and took pictures.
Works.
And then a little smudge by it as well, and claimed that as my marking the log.
Wow, well done, dude. Yeah, those are creepy, man. Those are. I mean,
Yes.
Jesse had one where she went out. Jesse's been in the drains before. Jesse, remember that one?
yeah.
Picture of you in the drain. I have a picture of Jesse. It's the creepiest picture, Chad, of my cameras at a drain, and you see Jesse's eyes like in the drain. She's like looking up.
Was that LPC Knot?
Yeah, LPC Knot. You got
that's such a great cache.
Yeah.
I still have a watch on that to this day.
It's still up. That's still around.
It's still there, and it still gets DNF'd
it's right
all
next.
the time.
It's right next to an LPC too.
The cords are at an LPC in the parking lot,
but it's and the grate's right there. You know. So.
But you have to go like to the other end of the parking lot,
100 feet away
in order to access
to get
the tunnel.
access, and then climb your way in.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I've done ones like that.
I have got Quebec, Canada on the line. Is that Romy? We got Spatula.
Yeah, that's me. How you guys doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, actually. And when I heard what the theme was for tonight, I just knew I had to stay up and call in.
We appreciate it. What do you got?
I found a cache probably a couple of years ago. It was a Halloween themed cache. And I think probably the best way to explain this one is I'm just going to read you my logs. Okay. So I said, I found this cache today. The area was beautiful, and it took a few moments to enjoy the sounds and the views after spotting the cache container. So it was just a small, it was like a coffin size. It was a coffin. It was quite small, but it was kind of on the side of a river across the street from the cache owner's house. So it was a really, really pretty area. I said, I approached the container from the road, and I only got attacked by one thorn bush. I said, I admired the box as it brought a smile to my face because it had a big skeleton head on it, and it was just really, really well done. I said I was slightly above the cache, and I opened it from the top, and I quickly looked inside, and I said, I put my hand in it to try to remove the logbook, and I thought, wow, this is cool. With this cache being Halloween themed, it felt kind of squishy inside. I said, yes, squishy. As my hand brushed the sides of the box looking for the logbook, I figured that this has been so well done that there was even that gross feeling that came along with it. Then all of a sudden, the bottom of the cache fell off. And I said, oh, I'm sorry that I broke your cache. And I realized that it was covered in slugs. So that's what the squishy part was. I said, I must have turned white. And I screamed, you know, like that screamless scream when you're screaming so loud that nothing's coming out. And I saw the logbook. I flicked away the slimy gatekeepers, and I signed it, and I closed it as best as I could. I wrote, I didn't try to repair it. I am so sorry. I hightailed it out of there. And their next log on it was they sent the exterminators in, and they are so sorry about that.
Oh my goodness.
So I just wanted to share that story with you guys tonight.
Oh, that's so gross. That is
that would be super creepy.
I amongst other things, I have removed grubs and stuff from the tops of ammo cans to get access to it. It's like this. I was actually on with the grubs. Had Cub Scouts with me, and it's like, these things are full of protein. If you ever get lost in the woods and you're really, really hungry, you can eat them.
I just remember having my hand in that cache and thinking how well done it was. And then when I realized...
Tell us, what's the GC on that cache? Do you have it in front of you?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that one. There's not too many other exciting other logs on it, but let me just grab that for you.
Just in case our listeners want to see it, that's all.
Absolutely. It is GC7Y0MA. And it's called the Breezy Bug Motel, which was actually quite fun.
That's perfect.
Appropriate.
Yeah, we should have had a 1-Up Me contest. You would have won, Tim Stark.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I can't win for a third time.
Have you won twice already? No way.
I have.
You've won twice.
I have. I was actually hoping this would be a 1-Up Me contest, but I'll have to think of more stories for the next one.
You're a 2-time winner? Really? Wow.
I am, yeah.
Very few of you. All right, Romy, it's a pleasure to talk to you. You be well, okay?
You too. Have a great night, guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That reminds me of, when we were kids, did you ever go to a Halloween party where you have to put your hand in a bowl with your eyes covered and you feel the witch's eyeballs and the witch's hair and ooh.
Yeah, for her it was real life.
Yeah.
Jesse, you're up.
Okay, let me go to your list.
Go ahead, enjoy.
For
the record, most of them are with you.
I know, that's why I'm saying let me just go to your list. So
I have a very short caching life pre-Jesse.
Right.
Years. No, about 4 years I've cached without you. I have cached longer with you though.
Yeah. Yeah, you started caching what, 2008, and we got together in 2012. So yeah, 4 years without me. So another one that came to mind was the actual haunted house that we stumbled upon.
So good.
We were on one of our back roads trips, somewhere getting counties or something a few years ago. And when we go, Scott,
do me a favor, give the GC code out so people,
okay,
if they can look it up if they're looking it up as
okay. GC 6F as in Frank, CC8.
So great.
And so we're driving along, and I'm like, "Hey, there's a cache right up here." And sometimes Scott's like, "No, we don't have time," and sometimes he's like, "Okay, let's stop." And I started reading this, and I'm like, "I think we need to stop here. This sounds really cool." Right. And he's like, "Okay, whatever." So we stop, and it is at a place called Ashmore Estates. And it's an old house, that's been around for centuries. That's been many things over the years, including a school, including an insane asylum, all kinds of things. And the cache was like nothing special. It was just a park and grab. It was just a park and grab in the front of the house.
Right.
But when we got there, there were cars parked everywhere, including the Scooby-Doo van. And we're like,
literally,
what? What's going on? And so we're like, what the heck is going on? And so people are going in and out, and we're like, hey, what's going on?
We're like, we're going in.
Yeah. And someone's like, well, it's an event or it's an open house or something. There was some sort of event happening that day, and the place was open to the public.
Yeah,
we were like, heck yeah, we're going in there.
It's a haunted. It used to be an asylum, wasn't it, or like something like that?
Yes, it was meant. Hold on, let me see if
it was an insane asylum, Chad. At one point,
it was several haunted things.
And so, what was going on there is that it was a convention for ghost hunters.
Yeah,
it was a ghost hunting convention in a haunted asylum. Genius.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But we got to walk around it.
Yeah.
And it was even during the daytime. It was like dusk. Creepy as hell.
Yeah. Well, here. So I am going to, again, apologies to our listeners, but I think that this is worth just literally shooting through some pictures from that day really quick. So here's the mystery machine in front of the Ashmore Estates. So guys, Google Ashmore Estates. You'll find all kinds of stuff about it.
Are we in Illinois? I think it's Illinois.
It is in Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, we're at like, hold on. For anybody listening right now, if you want to go watch the video of this, if you're listening audio, we're the 40 minute mark. Go ahead, Jess.
Okay. So I just started taking pictures inside of this place because it was super creepy.
Yeah, look at that, Chad. Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites. This couch with this weird, that was literally the only piece of furniture in the room. This weird old couch. And sorry, I take like 500 pictures of the same thing to get that perfect angle. So my apologies. Just weird. I mean, a tricycle. Why is there a tricycle in the middle of this room? So strange.
Yeah, it was really weird, dude. It was weird.
And it was scary.
Yeah.
I got to the point I actually stopped taking pictures because I was starting to get a little freaked out.
I can't imagine that place at night. Forget about it. Not even.
Oh yeah, no. And here's the cash. I mean, like I said, it was nothing, nothing special.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo van.
Yep. That was it.
Oh, there we are. What are we doing? What are you pointing at? Oh, that's
that was that virtual. That was as close as we could get to that virtual.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's the whole different cache altogether.
That was something totally different.
So yes, so that's a good one, Jess. Yes, that's a real good one.
I
remember I made sure that was on the list because like I had to find that one too. Like that was like to try and find that one.
That was a crazy.
Yeah, it's called A True Haunted House: A Visit to Ashmore Estates, GC6FCC8. It's archived, by the way. So
yes, that cache is archived.
It needs a new one. That should take people to that. Chad, you're up.
So this is kind of a double. So one was a fake but realistic looking snake in a hole that was covered by an obvious fake bark. And so I pulled the fake bark back and I almost dropped a deuce because it looked like a cottonmouth, and cottonmouths down in Texas, they will strike. So they coil, they coil up and they will strike. And then I realized, oh, it's not moving. And, stick. Yeah, that's fake. And I got it out. I had a good laugh. Obviously, I hadn't read the logs before it because, plenty of people talk in their logs about it. I don't know what the GC code was. It was a traditional, and I was having a hard time finding it. But even worse was a cache with an actual snake on top of it in a hole.
Oh my goodness!
And I did use a stick to relocate the cache. And again, I don't have the GC code on that one, but yeah, it was like, yeah, okay. It was not a poisonous snake, but I still didn't want to pick it up by hand. So I got a stick and relocated it. Plenty of snakes in Texas.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. Yes. Hey, Jess.
Yeah.
How about the Witch's Grave? Do you remember the
That place was really cool. It's a virtual.
That is a virtual. Very good. Witch's Grave, GC7198. This one came with a story, Chad. A whole story. Jesse and I were in Southern Illinois. I think we were doing the Delorme and
counties.
And we came across this cache. And Chad, this is in a cemetery. And it is, and you walk up to literally a tree, okay? A tree with a fence around the tree. And you're like, that's interesting. Why is there cache here? Turns out there's a witch buried underneath the tree. And they planted the tree over the grave to keep the witch inside.
And then put up the fence.
And then put up the fence to keep the spirit in. If it somehow gets out of and the creepiest part about, and if you go to the cache page, guys, I promise you, there's a whole story here. Or did we do research? I thought it was on the cache page. I might be lying.
No, I think the cache. The story's on the cache page.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm not crazy. All right. So the creepiest part about this whole thing, Chad. Okay, but I'm not a big believer. I don't really believe in ghosts. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I do believe in aliens. Don't believe in ghosts. Is that people tried to, and I know that I think the thing was, as long as the tree stands, the witch won't come out. And there was somebody tried to saw the tree down, and they quit halfway through. So there's like saw stuff, like people, geez. Like, you know what I mean, like edges and stuff. People tried to chop the tree down. Yeah, so that's creepy. And they stopped. Like, why did they stop sawing it down? I mean, it was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is a small cemetery, middle of nowhere, Illinois. But yeah, that was pretty creepy. That was a good one. That was one of the ones I enjoyed. That was a virtual. I thought was really cool. Like that deserved a cache. Like something like that. Like take me to that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Jesse Brown.
Yeah. So I have one.
On ones that you weren't at because you're
here. No, I have another one. You were not at this one because you were waiting in the car.
Oh, look at that. I was waiting.
And this one was not like spooky scary, but it scared the what out of me. Not literally, but
the pooping?
Nope. So
but Jesus.
right.
Jesus?
It
But
was
Jesus.
Here, Jesus,
the
right
it
out of here.
scared the
There's a
bejesus
difference.
it scared the bejesus out of
The
me,
bud
yes.
Jesus.
The bejesus. This was just an LPC,
Mhm.
and I lifted the LPC
Mhm.
and looked under, and there was a mouse peering back at me. And I
That's
dropped the skirt and jumped back, but I didn't see anything run out. And I went, well, that's weird. So I kind of picked it up and peeked
locked them
under
in
there.
there.
I peeked under there again. The mouse was still there. And I looked a little closer. That thing's not moving. What is going on? And it's upside down. Wait, something is really weird. It was a fake mouse with a magnet on it stuck upside down inside the skirt. And
So
it
was there a
scared
real
me.
mouse?
Gotta love it.
They
It was
got
not
you.
a real mouse.
They
It was
got you.
it was a fake mouse with a magnet on it, and it was stuck upside down. I actually have a picture of it.
Nice. There
And
was a
it
cache
scared
out.
me.
Somebody I've seen that. I actually had a real mouse. I wish I wish I know the cache. I don't know the cache. I was at Gurney Mills,
With a real mouse.
a mall, and there was a tree. It was in the trees, pine trees, and the pine tree had a hole in it about yay big. And I'm like, oh, the cache is totally got to be there, right? And oh, is that it, Jess? Oh, that is creepy as hell. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's bad. And so it had a hole, maybe 4 inches in diameter, and so I'm like, oh, it's got to be in that hole. So the hole, I'm short, it's no big secret. I had to put in my tippy toes to tippy toe it, to get to look in the hole. And sure enough, I look in, and there's 2 eyes right at me. It's 2 eyes, boom, eyes. I was like, wow, like through everything, like. Because when you're in your tippy toes, you're like completely vulnerable to anything, and like just locked eyes with this rat or mouse. Like, I mean, literally 3 inches from each other. Guys. Yeah. Oh, it was the creepiest thing, man. So creepy.
So who was more scared, you or the mouse?
I don't know, but for the fun fact, full disclosure, Cash was not in that hole. It was hanging in the tree. But this was again
It's over there.
Way pre Jesse. This is probably 2008, 2009. A long time ago. Yeah. But yeah. Oh my goodness. That scared the bejesus out of me. But Jesus. Yeah. Chad, what about you, buddy?
I'm gonna bring up Necropolis of Britannia Manor 3.
Necropolis.
And yeah, so the first time I was there, I did everything in the daytime, and I knew after walking the final part, and anyone who's walked the final part knows that it's freaky. You got a good walk through a bit freaky stuff to get to it. And so when I was back in Austin, back in I think 2015, so I found it originally in 2012, and I was back in Austin in 2015, and I decided to go out there at night. And I walked through there, and it was as freaky as I expected, and there were noises around. Yes,
coyote.
They had sensors, and they had stuff going.
Really?
On. Yes,
they didn't do that well. Well, we went. Jesse and I, guys. This is in Austin, Texas. Chad, do you have a GC on that? Or do you
yes, it's GC 2 Bravo 034.
A fantastic cache. Jesse and I made it. We absolutely had. It was a must do. When we were in Austin a couple of years ago, I think in 2020 we were in Austin. And it was fantastic. Yeah. Well, we did it during the day. We had to. We were there for just 24 hours. We were there for. So we did it during the day. And yeah, it was a creepy cache.
See, I was told to go there and try to do that at night, but I was also told that it was about a 4 to 6 hour effort to do it.
Yeah.
And me and my friend, we did it in 3 hours, so it wasn't dark by the time we got there. And so there weren't any other caches like right there in the area where the final was. So I was like, do you want to wait around for it to get dark? No. Right. So, and then after we saw what was there, it was like, we probably should have waited, but let's get back to H-Town.
I think if I recall, didn't we call you on one of the stages of that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think if I recall, yeah, we were having issues with one of the stages. Yeah, a lot of skeletons, a lot of I don't want to spoil anything, but creepy stuff.
Creepy.
Yeah, like a haunted. It was more like a haunted house.
Yeah,
for
an outdoor haunted house,
for lack of a better term, is what it is. Yeah, agreed. Jesse, do you have any pictures of that, or did you not take pictures?
I don't know. I didn't look for pictures. I took a million pictures, of course, but I don't have any.
I took pictures in the daylight, and it just does not do it justice.
Yeah,
in the daylight. Yeah, we weren't there at night, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah, that was Acropolis is one that is a must do. What's the GC on that one?
GC 2 Bravo 034.
Yeah, that's one of those must do ones. You're in Austin, Texas. You go do Acropolis. And it's really cool, guys. It's this huge cache. It's on this guy's property. Well,
the final's on this property.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
It's a puzzle cache that's really more of a multi-cache.
Yeah. But you're allowed on his property. It's totally cool. It's pretty awesome.
I got pictures. Share my screen. Sorry again. I didn't realize this was going to be such a visual show.
Try and spoil too much there.
Yeah.
Sun's starting to go down a little bit. But yeah, it's I mean, that would be scary second night.
Oh, this would be terrifying at night. Seeing all these dead skeletons and
yeah, that's pretty good.
Graves and yeah, it was creepy.
Okay, no more.
That's it. Just a few. Just a little
taste. Yep,
just a little bit.
Yeah, guys, Necropolis out in Austin. That's a definite must do if you're out there.
Yep.
Really famous one too. That's been around. It's been around forever, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Jesse, I think you're up again.
Well, I was going to read a story that I found online that I think is like super creepy, and I would get totally creeped out. You ready? It's kind of long.
Wait. You would get creeped out if what?
Oh yeah, if this happened to me.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, it's kind of long, so bear with me here.
Like pages long? What's long?
Well, I mean, it's on. Well, I'll get through it quickly. Okay. Okay. This is a long post, but I want to now. I want to preface this is not my story. This is something I came across on social media.
Okay.
This is a long post, but I want to share the details of what happened last night. It got me to thinking, I bet everyone here has some crazy out of the ordinary geocaching experience, positive or negative. Have any of you had a scary geocache experience? Here's what happened last night. I'll preface this by saying I am not one to make up crazy stories and try to freak people out. I can't tell you when, if ever, I've had an experience like I had last night. It's a 5-hour drive from where my family lives to our in Oklahoma to our home in Kansas. Driving north on Interstate 35, we stopped to get fuel and let my German Shepherds run for a minute. We pulled up a geocache app to see if we could find a quick park and grab. There are many geocaches along Interstate 35. Looking at the map, we couldn't tell how many of them had exits and how many had to be accessed from local dirt roads. We saw there was a small one with trackables 35 miles up the road. It had recently been placed. As we got closer to the calculated exit, we could see a huge white cross, maybe 160 feet tall. We took the exit, which turned us east. The exit quickly became a dirt road. To our right, the south, there was a well-lit church next to this massive 160-foot tall cross, which was lit up by floodlights. We'd been able to see this cross from at least a mile away. The dirt road was dark, but the cross lit up the entire south side of the road. There was a full moon and the wind was calm. When I first stepped out of the car, I commented that this was the perfect, beautiful night. The glow from the cross gave the road a glow and the wind was so still. It was cool, but not really cold. The app was telling us that the waypoints were across the road to the north side of the road. The clues and previous logs told us the cache was to the south at the cross. My 10-year-old daughter really wanted to go stand at the bottom of the cross. She was excited and quickly pulled on her hoodie and jumped out of the car. I told her not to run to the cross because we couldn't see what was in the tall grass on the side of the road between us and the cross. I told her just to wait a minute and we should go find the cache first. She started walking along the road to find a safe place to get closer. I got out of the car, took a few steps toward the waypoint. It was taking me away from the cross. It was leading me up a little driveway that didn't seem to go to anything but an old tree out in a field. As I walked toward the waypoint, the app wasn't updating. I figured we were just too far out in the boondocks. I kept walking toward the waypoint, and it didn't show me getting any closer. I stopped walking and looked at the screen for a moment. Then I pivoted around to watch the arrow on the screen move. Initially, I was feeling peaceful and taking in the beauty of the night. My daughter and I were out there on a dirt road under a cross next to a church right off the interstate. I thought we should feel some sort of a connection. The geocache had been placed there so we could have the experience of taking time out of our travels to visit this newly erected cross. We were near a holy place. We were at a church under the glow of a beautiful white cross. We should feel perfectly safe. My 9-year-old son was asleep in the car, which I had left running. My 2 full-grown German shepherds were in the back of the SUV. The night was still and quiet, but something wasn't right. I'd been walking away from where I really thought the cache was. My daughter was walking toward the cross in the church. Then my pulse sped up. I forced myself to remain calm and started walking back towards the car. As I took steps towards the car, I had a vision. Chills ran all over my body. My elbows started to tingle. Fight or flight was kicking in, but I made extra effort to appear calm. I didn't want to disappoint my daughter. When we were geocaching, my kids get excited and want to run around to see whatever the cache owner wanted us to experience. Since we're usually in the car for extended periods of time, it's hard to rein them back in. But something wasn't right. So I said as calmly as possible, you know what? I'm going to get back in the car, and I think you should too. We can come back and look for this one later during the day. I expected her to protest because she hadn't made it to the cross yet. She'd been walking towards it, but now she was walking quickly back to the car. She pulled the door open and jumped in. I got in, put the car in drive, and started west on the dirt road back towards the interstate. I couldn't feel my arms from my elbows down. Sorry, I told you this was long. I'm getting there. After a few seconds, we merged onto the empty interstate, and my daughter said from the back seat, I'm glad we didn't stay there. Something was wrong. Against my better judgment, not wanting to validate her crazy thoughts and make her upset, I told her, I know, I felt something bad back there. She said, me too. I was looking at the cross from the road, and then I saw a black curtain and a dark figure. I saw the words really big in white letters say, get out of here now. Hearing her say this made my blood run cold. I realized as I had been walking away from the cross towards where the geocache app was indicating, something had made me feel like I needed to turn around and leave. Hearing my daughter describe what she saw, I realized what had given me that feeling. I had seen us from above my body. In my vision, multiple black shadows were moving towards us from the church. The solid black figures were like liquid curtains flowing from the church across the dirt road to us in our car. As I walked back to the car, I heard the voices telling me, move, get out of here. Move, get out of here. My daughter telling me what she had seen made me realize what I felt. Not wanting to upset her, I tried to be flippant and told her, yeah, I felt it too, but it's gone. She said, I'm really glad we didn't stay there. Something bad was coming. That's pretty much it. 2 hours later, we crossed back into Kansas. How creepy is that?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty creepy.
Where'd you come up with that one?
It's on social media. I'd read it before and I'd forgotten about it, but
what did people respond to that?
I don't know. I didn't read the comments. Could you imagine that? I mean, like, have you ever been in a situation that's one of the reasons I said what makes a cache scary, because it's not necessarily the cache. Sometimes it's just the experience that you have while you're there. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you're like, just something's not right? Something's, I don't know.
Yeah, we've left areas. Me and you
Right.
have left. We've bailed.
Right.
It's like, no, this doesn't feel right. Yeah. So yes, I have. Chad, have you?
Okay.
Yeah, there's been times where it's like something just doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the goosebumps and tingles, and it's like, I'm getting F out of here.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I just wanted to share that. Good. I figured it's a good Halloween creepy, scary story.
That's the creepy, scary story from Jesse Brown. We're going to end on that.
No, it is not my story. You're going to end on that?
We're going to end on that.
Sorry, that took a little longer than I anticipated.
No, that's a good one to end on, man. That's a creepy one.
Okay.
Chad, anything else?
Just more like roach motels, graveyard events on Halloween.
Nice. Oh,
with a visit from an LEO, even though we had permission.
God. Yeah, guys. As I said, guys, there are our show notes always have more. There's a lot more caches in those show notes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to see them. So there you go. That's Halloween, Chad. Halloween show.
Ooh.
I should have Halloween music, but I can't because YouTube would strike me. All right, next week, guys. It's November, Chad. It's like November what? What's the show? November 2nd, I think, or something like that, or 3rd, isn't it? Second. It's November. We all know what that means. We all know where we're expecting a phone call from. Come next week. That's right. It's Cash or Coffee. When there's coffee, Cash or Coffee, there's a call from Scorpio Red.
Yes, there is.
Oh, Jess, have we gained any over the past month?
I'm trying to remember when we went out
I don't
last
know.
and got a whole bunch.
I don't know.
When was that?
I think we've had a wasted month here. We've been really busy. Yeah. So yeah. All right, guys. Next week, November Casher Coffee. That's coming up next month. Oh, excuse me, next week. So there you go, guys. Sorry, Jesse's story's got me creeped out. So thanks for that.
We'll end on that note.
Right. All right.
We found lots of caches at the base, at the bottom of everyone. Big crosses.
We have?
Yeah, we have.
I know. Yeah. What's it, Chat? Sleep good.
I said sleep good, everyone.
Here we go. Oh, hold on. I got to the end of the show. There we go. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. It's streamed live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archive video versions are available versions of our... I can't read this. I can't do it anymore. The audio archive video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available wherever you find your podcast. If you like the show, please head over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do it. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click the subscribe and get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our Patreon members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocaching Magazine, the Maximus Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Artist Crafted, PathX.com, Geocaching Adventures LLC, and GeoGo. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, tell them that you see fit. That's all we got this week. We'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. We will talk to you guys next week. And we're clear. No fishies. Oh, I think I hear the fishies.
No fishies.
No,
I filled the fishies.
I know. No fish tank. Usually you hear you. You're the fish tank. I'm going to try and go more quiet.
The dogs were MIA tonight.
Oh, they were sleeping on the couch. Well, they're gone. Oh, is there Jeeps right there in the middle?
Yeah.
There?
They're both there.
Yeah, but they were nice and quiet and.
Oh yeah, they got all their arguing out before we started.
They got all their arguing out. Oh, that's me.
And the chomping on the dog toy.
Mm-hmm. Why are we looking at you, Scott? Oh, there. Wait, what? There you go.
There we go. There we go. I want to do this. Right. There we go. Where are the dogs now? Oh, hi, doggos. There they are. Let's see. Hold on. Watch this. Roxy. Rox.
So I'm trying to sleep.
Good dog. Jeeps. Oh, good girls.
What did you do?
Good girls. Hello, doggos. Good girls. Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for spending your Wednesday night with us. Everybody have a safe Halloween. Have fun. Get lots of candy. And we will see you guys next week. Be well and be safe.